Hello Year 5, I hope you're all doing well. How did you get on with your letters last week? If you remember, I went through the informal letters with you. I know you had to write some formal letters as well. I hope it went well, and I'm sure your teachers, as I am, are really proud of the efforts that you're making. Well done. Right, this week you're doing some writing which is going to be a non-chronological report. I'm sure that word will be familiar to you, particularly the chronological part of it. When we talk about something being in chronological order, that means time order. These are non-chronological reports, so hopefully you'll get the idea that that means they are not written chronologically or in time order. The first part of today's video, I'm going to go through the key features with you, and I've got a piece of paper ready and I've got a pen, and I'm going to make a list of those key features and we're going to check them off as we find them in the text in part 2 of today's video. Let's have a look at what those key features are, and then I can start to put my list together. If you want to get a pen and paper or some post-it notes, pause the video, do that and come back. There are lots of different types of report, and these are some examples, first of all, of what you might find. You may find a report in a catalogue, an information leaflet, a tourist guidebook, a non-fiction book, a topic-based school project, an encyclopedia entry, a letter, or a magazine article. Now, if you've got some of those types of writing at home, go and have a look after you've watched this video and see if you can find some of the features that we've talked about, and they will help you to organise your own writing later in the week. Now, the way a report is organised on paper is the first paragraph is an introduction where you state who, what, where and when, if appropriate, and the following paragraphs are all about different types of information about the main topic. So you're going to be writing a non-chronological report about hedgehogs. So your introduction would be quite general about hedgehogs, and then you would choose a certain topic for each of the following paragraphs, for example, their diet or their habitat or their life cycle, and each of those topics would have a paragraph written about them. And I'm going to show you in another video how to plan your non-chronological report using a spider diagram. Let's look at the language features first of all. So these are the types of things that you will need to do when you're writing your report. It needs to be written in the present tense. So I'm going to add that to my list. So I've got my heading at the top of the list, key features of non-chronological reports. And I'm going to bullet point and write my list. So first of all, present tense. Okay, we're not writing a historical report, so we don't need to worry about that. It is written in the present tense. And I've written that as a bullet point, and I've done a box there, and I'm going to tick that box later on when I'm looking at other texts or when I'm writing my own, just to check things through afterwards to make sure that I've written in the correct tense. General nouns are used, so not particular people, animals or things. So you're not writing about one particular hedgehog, you're going to be writing about all hedgehogs. When I show you my planning, I'm going to be writing about cats, so I'm not writing about one or two particular cats, I'm not going to write about my cats in particular, I'm writing facts about all cats. So we use general nouns. We also write in the third person, and you should remember that we use words like he, she, it or they when we write in the third person. So when I write that down on my list of key features, I'm going to jot those words down, he, she, it or they, so I know exactly what I'm trying to include. I need to include factual description. The whole purpose of writing a report is to inform somebody, so I need to make sure that I'm including facts, and I might need to do some research in order to know enough facts to be able to tell somebody else. So part of your work this week will be doing some research, and Miss Hedges has made a video to help you research about hedgehogs. You need to include technical words and phrases, so again that might be part of your research. And the language is often formal and impersonal. So again, we avoid using words like I, me, us. I'm not writing about my view, my opinion, or that of anybody else. I'm sticking to facts and I'm keeping it impersonal. So those are the main language features. And we know the layout features are it's written in paragraphs with the heading at the top, which is what you're writing about, and your first paragraph is your introduction. So, right, I've now made my entire list of key features here. I'm going to put that to one side for the moment. Now, who would you be writing a non-chronological report for? You'd be writing about somebody who wants to know about the subject and possibly some key aspects of that subject. And the reason to write it is to organise and write the facts so they're easy to find and to understand. You might have further information about who you're writing for, so you might write for a certain age, or you might write for somebody with particular interests. When we're planning a report text, we initially write down our first thoughts, so what we already know, and you might jot down some key questions and things that you might like to find out about. So when I do my plan for you tomorrow, I'm going to write about what I know about cats first of all, and then I'm going to jot down some key questions, things that I need to go and research. I don't know a lot of technical language about cats, so I know that's something that I need to research tomorrow, but I'll explain that another time. I'm then going to think about organising my first thoughts and my research into different categories. So I might think about where cats live, what they eat, and I might also think about their life cycle, so kittens and how many kittens they have each time. So I'm going to organise it into different categories. And then I finally put my spider diagram together and it will be ready and finished in order to help me write the following day. Now here's an example of a non-chronological report. This is the end of part 1 of today's lesson. I'm going to finish this film here and then I'll be back in part 2 and we will have a good look at this and we'll pick out the key features that we know should be in the non-chronological report. And we're going to make sure that they are in this one and that you recognise the examples so you can put that type of language into your own report. Okay, it should be straightforward. Be back in part 2.